Alright, as y'all can see, I'm doing a video where it's way more lively. It's a different part of the day than it normally is. I normally do it in the morning time when it's like the graveyard shift and there's nobody here. As you can see, it's a bunch of people here. It's no old school rock playing, it's rap music playing today. But today's video talking about knowing your addictions. Working out can be an addiction, and it should be an addiction. Like, why not surround yourself with as many positive things as you can possibly do? And working out can be super duper addictive. But if you got a positive addiction, like, what's really the downside? So, a lot of your fitness journey and working out and seeing results is you being very, very self-aware with yourself and being very, very honest with yourself. Like I was just telling my girlfriend, the reason why this lifestyle has been such an easy transition for me is because I'm honest with myself. I was honest with myself. I know for a fact that I'm a fat kid. I'm a fat kid now, and I'm going to be a fat kid to the day that I die. So, with that knowledge, that's why I stay in here and I opt to have this addiction. Because we as human beings, we always have some sort of addiction. So, instead of trying to ignore it, instead of trying not to stare at the elephant in the room, I look squarely at it and be like, yo, what's up? And then once you look squarely at the elephant in the room, you acknowledge them, now you can go forward and do whatever it is that you wanted to do in the room. So, one addiction that I had that was counterproductive to me being like living a healthy lifestyle, I was a real big soda drinker. Like, my mom didn't really give us sweets and things like that as a kid. So when I finally got to pretty much make my own diet decisions and, soda, wild cherry Pepsi, cherry Coke, ice cold Dr. Pepper, all that. And I would drink like big gulps, double gulps, things like that. Probably like 2 double gulps a day. Pause. But that was my thing. But drinking all that sugar, like drinking 120, I think 2 double gulps is 128 ounces. That's a gallon of soda that I would drink a day. A gallon of soda. I'm like that with all kinds of liquids, because I could drink like a gallon of milk in like 2 days. That's another thing they tell you in fitness, you shouldn't drink your calories. I drink so many of my calories, or I did in the past, and I still can to this very day. But I'm self-aware, and I figured if I was going to get healthy, I cut out a lot of the sugar, and now I probably only have soda. I still love it as much as I ever did, but I only have it probably like 1 month out of the year. Like, I'll have it in November, and I'll have another soda maybe New Year's Eve, and then for the rest of the month I go radio silent. Football season, I've been incorporating maybe like a couple 0-calorie sodas every couple Sundays, or maybe every Sunday, 1 0-calorie soda or so, just so you can get the taste, get a feel for that old friend. But for the most part, anywhere between 8 to 10 months out of the year, I don't even touch soda. Don't even look at it. I barely put sugars in my iced teas. I barely put sugar in my coffee. And I still love those things, but you modify it. So sometimes it's not about not having an addiction. Sometimes it's about trading the addiction. Like, you see when you go to the hospital and they trying to detox you. Like, let's say if you was on like heroin, or I think heroin. If you got like some sort of like, when they're trying to like wean you off of heroin, they give you like morphine or something like that. You got a hangover. What's the first thing they say? Get some aspirin. When you think about it, aspirin and the stuff that they put in aspirin is just as addictive as the stuff in alcohol. When you look at morphine is just as addictive as heroin and things like that. So sometimes they give you something just as powerful to wean you off the thing that you had before. And that's working out in a nutshell. Or that's working out in a nutshell. Like the way I take fitness is just as much of an addiction, or even more so, than the things that I give up. Or it's such a good addiction, I don't even have to totally a cold turkey give up the things that I didn't want to give up. Like I said, alright, if I know I want to eat, I want a candy bar, I'm going to work hard as hell for that candy bar. I'm going to put in some extra cardio, I'm going to lift some heavier weights. If I want an extra soda, I'm going to drink my gallon of water or so, and then put in my soda, put in my work. Don't lift my weight so I can get my soda. But know yourself, because that's a big part of fitness. And besides just knowing yourself and being honest with yourself, know your addictions. And don't look at it so much as trying to get rid of addictions, as much as sometimes just switching them. I love soda. I don't love soda any less. I just love working out a little bit more. So I kind of switch my addiction to one that could better benefit me. Don't love food any less. But now I know how to make food work for me. I know how to make the fact that I can eat a bunch of calories and all that stuff, make nutrition work for me to the point where I don't look like a slob because I like ribs, or because I like burgers and steaks and chicken and pizza and things like that. So if you have to have an addiction, because a lot of us have, if not all of us have addictive personalities, and we got that one thing that just wraps us up, make sure your addictions work the most for you. Pick the best ones to have. Like if you got to be addictive or addicted to something, be like an athlete. They got to take like 1,000 jump shots. Like stories of Kobe Bryant waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning so he can put some jump shots in. And he's waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning just to have a training session with a trainer at 6 in the morning, just so he can have a Team USA basketball practice at like probably 8 or 10. So somebody's like, yo, how do you get that addicted to basketball? Well, yeah, it's because he was that addicted to basketball. He was one of the greatest players that we ever seen. And that doesn't just go for him. There's a bunch of other people that had such great work. You done 2,000 meters that quick? Nice. Good job. No? Leave me hanging? You gonna leave me hanging on video? See, she left me hanging on video. Look at her. Whatever. But nah, he's not the only person like that. A bunch of people, great people, they're addicted. It's musicians that's addicted to being in the studio. You got Samuel L. Jackson. Look at how many movies that guy's been in. My man, what's his name? Steve Jobs, before he died, and how passionate and obsessed he was about making Apple what it was. Nothing wrong with having addictions. Nothing wrong with having an addictive personality. Just know yourself and try to pick the best addictions there is to have. Same with fitness.